then will be in the finals in November.
Neel Kashkari!
Yeah, you know what? I haven't decided yet, but it will be one of these two guys that I just no question about that. We want to at my house. I don't know much about the other candidates, but I've come to learn a lot about these two guys, and we hope our listeners have too. Briefly, I just want to thank the Ayers Hotels for hosting us once again here in Anaheim. Excellent job. Anytime you want to take a trip or you got friends or relatives coming into town, don't forget Ayers Hotels. That's AYRESHotels.com.
Okay, we promised in the last half hour we'd have some of the audience members ask questions, so do so, and again, try to make the question something that most people listening can relate to.
Thank you. My name is Amanda. I'm a parent in the Sentinel Valley Unified School District. I was going to ask either of you, what will you do to stop the uncontrolled, unmatched power of a school board to spend the money that they did in our district that is happening across California? School boards have no accountability, yet they're supposed to be accountable. Fiscal responsibility, you both talk about that. What is the reality of what you're really going to do? Can you create an agency just to stop this madness? Thank you.
Jim?
Well, the bottom line with schools is right now the greatest threat to our kids' education are the policies of Jerry Brown. I mean, he's taken us from first to last. And what you're talking about right now, we elect school boards. And unfortunately, the unions generally control the entire school board. They make it a point, the teachers union, to buy school boards. And that's how we've lost control of our school boards. We need to do something about the power, the unmitigated power that public sector unions, particularly the teachers union, because they've become the greatest threat to our children's future success.
The kids are not getting enough money. You send the money, and the school board gives the superintendent $750,000.
I'm so glad you asked that question, because my specific education plan, which you all can read about, it's on my website, is to bypass the school board. To send the money right to the school site so the parents have control, not the school board. So I agree with you 100%. You're exactly right in your question. My plan directly addresses that problem. Thank you for asking.
Oscar, who do we have next? Hi.
Hi, my name is Evelyn Miller. I have a question for both candidates. Are you in favor or opposed to California spending billions of dollars annually for public benefits to illegal aliens? And if you're elected, what would you do about it?
We'll start with Neel. Neel, you can go first there.
We need to enforce the rule of law in our immigration system here. And the reason that immigration, this is related to your question, the reason immigration is so hard to solve is because Barack Obama does not enforce the law.
The man you voted for! You voted for him!
Just Obama. It's also politicians in Sacramento. Our politicians don't think the laws apply to them. How many elected officials have arrest records, including my opponent? If our elected officials do not follow the law, we cannot trust of the land in California and nationally. If our elected officials don't think the rules apply to them, they're never going to apply the rules to everybody else.
All right, Tim, your turn. Is a question about illegal immigration?
Yeah, spending billions.
And where I stand?
Well, yeah. What can you do about it?
We may have a lot of people tuning in, Tim, that don't know you that well because he's got a lot of attention.
I know in LA County they're spending $1.5 billion every year just on medical care.
Well, you know, what we do in California, yeah, that's a survey that's done every year by Mike Antonivich's office, who, by the way, endorsed me.
There you go.
But here's the deal. Under Jerry Brown, he has taken our kids' spots in college, people who came here legally spots in college, and he has said it's important to make sure that we provide those to people who come to this country illegally. It's an open-ended entitlement. Look, we all feel empathy for the kids who are brought here through no fault of their own, so we've addressed that. But this is an open-ended entitlement that is going to grow at a rapid rate because people respond to markets. So we should cut off and stop incentivizing with taxpayer dollars services and benefits to those who come here the wrong way. And then we should say, hey, we want you here. So let's make a simple way. Let's simplify the pathway we already have of legal immigration, because we need more people here. And that's the bottom line. And you know what? If we do that, given that illegal immigration affects California more than any other state, and by the way, this is a massively bipartisan issue when it comes to education. But you know what? If we were to address that, we could lead the nation instead of waiting for Barack Obama to come up with any answers to anything. I mean, that guy has taken us on a pathway that has, look at what it's done to your jobs with Obamacare. And you know what, by the way, remember, that wasn't supposed to apply to people in the country illegally, and guess what? He lied.
All right, we got to move on. Let's get another question up here, and then Tim will go first with the answer.
Thank you, gentlemen. Something Donnelly, would you mind recording so I can hold on to the mic? Thank you. With my Samsung Galaxy Note 3, greatest one ever.
Oh, it's like a video selfie.
My question is, politicians like Antonio Villaraiza, Governor Brownson, make those trips to China and other areas.
Good job, Tim.
To have some kind of influence back at home in America. We have a pressing issue right now. Sergeant Andrew Tamaresi, who is stuck in Mexico in a jail. And it would take something as simple as a phone call from Barack Obama to get him out of jail. Now, what would both of you do with situations with Sergeant Andrew Tamaresi right now and other ones in the future to use your political influence or your ability to get onto the media to have a positive influence?
All right, let me explain. This is the guy who he's a war veteran. He's got post-traumatic stress disorder. He was moving from Florida to San Diego, got lost on the freeway, missed his exit, ended up at Tijuana, and we went through the customs border. They found him. Yeah, he told me he had guns in the car, and then they put him in jail, and he's been in trouble ever since in the jail. So what can either of these two do if they were governor? I think it's Neel's turn to answer first.
There's a ton that the governor can do. The governor has the biggest bully pulpit in the world. The governor can talk to the prime ministers and the presidents of these countries where our people, our citizens are being held, and say, if we want to do business in California, then you know what? You're going to have to respect our citizens in your country. And you know what the governor should be doing? Is also flying to Washington, D.C. If Nancy Pelosi and Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein are not willing to do the work of the California people, the governor of California has a responsibility to do it. And as governor, I will be fighting for all California people in Washington and around the world.
All right, Tim, your shot. As soon as I heard that, I can't even tell you the words that I said. But I'll tell you what I don't think you can believe me fast enough. Because, look, when someone puts their life on the line so that we can live free, and he is still an active duty Marine.
Oh my gosh.
This is a man that made a wrong turn. Next thing you know, his country just abandons him. So I wrote a letter already to the Secretary. And I copied Jerry Brown and a whole lot of other people, and I put it out there. But that's not enough. We need to make a lot of noise. And if I was the governor of the state of California, I would have taken a helicopter, and I would be landing on the border and holding a protest and demanding that they free our Marines.
Kashkari, when we come back, a few more questions from the audience. I'll also get to sum up whatever they want to say in conclusion for this debate. June 3rd is the day everybody votes. A lot of people have already voted by the mail-in ballot, but June 3rd is the primary day. And again, the top two finish.